M. Solomon, welcome back. Fraud. Foreclosure fraud, what all you fraud fiends have been looking for. Some foreclosure fraud. Let's get started. You know, all I can tell you is accounting is business, and business is accounting. You got a good idea, you got a strategy, you want to start a new business, drop dead. It's not going to work without a good understanding of the accounting. You must understand the accounting. Do you understand what I'm saying? You got a fraud and file and you want to do something with it. Let me show you. I've had this in a recent exercise and a recent demonstration. I'm going to show it again. This is an allonge and a blank endorsement, notarized. As you can see, the 16 has been altered. I can assure you it's been altered. I'm going to show you exactly how and why it's been altered. Looking for our pointer here. That should have been a 1. Somebody altered it to a 16. If you look down here, you can see the same thing. It's been altered. All right, we're going to show you why. There we go. Let's see, I'm going to straighten that out just for a bit. We took, one moment. We took the property value, or the appraisal, and we took the mortgage. And we subtracted the 2 for equity. Leave now. Go away. If you can't take the property value or the appraisal, subtract the mortgage, use a calculator and come up with the equity, leave. There's no room for you in society. You can't add, you can't read a receipt, you're going to be in big trouble. If you can do that, if you can take the appraisal less the mortgage, subtract the 2 and come up with your equity, you're halfway home. We then added back the cash down. And as you can see, they had a difference between the two, $25. Why? I'm going to show you why. 146,575, 146,6. Equity added to the cash down. When you add these two together, you come up with 293,175. You got that? Now, we took the demand for payoff, 881,650.53. Demand for payoff. Here we go again. If we subtract the demand for payoff from the equity and the cash down, we come up with a number. 588,475.53. That was the amount of the mortgage, right? No. 586,3. What's the difference between the two? 588,475.53 and 586,3. They're off by 2175.53. Is that an error? No, that was by design. So now we're going to go back to that introduction where you saw the allonge. It was altered from 11 to 11:16:16. I'm going to use it at face value, 11:16:11. You see that right there? And I'm going to subtract 2175.53. That takes me back to the day or the month of the original HUD-1 funding. Then I'm going to add it back because I have two numbers there. I'm going to add it back. Sound like voodoo? Hang on. 10/30/17 it takes me out to. Now I'm going to age the file like every file has been aged. There's aging requirements. And look what the aging number of days is. 10/99. That's 3 years. Oh, how numbers work. They're just wonderful, aren't they? If I take this 10/30/17 and work it out by 10/99 days, that now gives me the right to foreclose as of 11/2/20. Now, I adjusted it 90 days for most every state foreclosure time requirements. I think it's 90 days for the notice of default, and I think it's another 21 days. Anyway, take the 90 days for the notice of default, and we take 11/2/20 plus 90, 131/21. I adjusted the 16 days, which is part of the foreclosure process, which is the prepaid interest. That's not a foreclosure process, it's prepaid interest. That took me to 1/15/21 and then backdated 7 days according to the Department of Treasury for tie-out to give me 1/8/21. The next hearing date is scheduled for 1/15/21. The next hearing is 1/15/21, and the order includes the notice of any motion to oppose or to strike must be in by 8/1/18/21. Is that a coincidence? I'm asking you, is that a coincidence? Next hearing, 1/15/21 for going to sale, and any order to oppose or motion to oppose must be in by 1/8/21. Rigged. Do you understand? Rigged. You need to go to adult school and go back and get remedial math if you can't handle this, if you can't deal with it. But here's a fraud, and here's the reason why there is a fraud. And that court, even though we're not attorneys, we can't give you legal advice, that court's going to ask you, why do you think there's a fraud and foul? We're showing you it's for timing provisions. This thing was construed, it was rigged from the day it was originated, and that's what you're looking at, a rigged mortgage. Hey, we'll be back. Thanks. M. Solomon, secondary trade desk at gmail.com, or hit me up on Facebook, Reham. Fraud. You love your fraud. Well, there it is. Take me now, Lord. Take me. Shout out to our clients. Stay the course.